In a quiet valley surrounded by whispering pines lived an old fox named Runi. He was known for building the strongest dens in the forest. His tunnels were safe even during the harshest storms. But one night, the mountain cracked open after a heavy rain. His mate and their young ones were lost in the flood. Since that day, Runi had stopped digging. His paws, once proud and skilled, now trembled at the sight of soil. Seasons passed, and the forest forgot Runi's laughter. Moss grew around his broken den like a grave. He survived on little food and long silences. Other animals built their homes near the river again, but Runi stayed far away, haunted by the sound of rushing water. He believed the earth had betrayed him. "The ground isn't safe," he would whisper to himself. His heart had turned as hollow as the tunnels he once loved to create. One cold evening, a small hedgehog wandered into Runi's area. She was shivering and frightened. "I lost my home to the wind," she said. "Can I rest here for a night?" Runi hesitated but nodded. The hedgehog curled up beside a stone while Runi watched the dark sky. That night, as he listened to the wind, he saw her tiny body trembling with fear, just as he once had. Something inside him stirred, a quiet ache mixed with warmth. At dawn, the hedgehog whispered, "You're the fox who built safe dens, aren't you?" Runi nodded slowly. "Then why don't you build anymore?" she asked. He sighed. "Because the ground took everything from me." Hedgehog looked at him and softly said, "Maybe the ground didn't take. Maybe it's waiting for you to trust it." Her words fell like rain on a long dry field. Runi stayed silent, but his heart felt the first crack of light. When morning came, Runi walked to the edge of the valley. His paws touched the cold soil. He dug, just a little, and stopped. The earth was still damp, still alive. As the days passed, he began to dig more. Each strike of his claws was filled with a memory, one of loss, one of love, one of longing. He didn't build for himself this time. He built for others, small burrows where animals could rest, hidden paths where water could not reach. The forest slowly changed. The wind sounded softer near Runi's new tunnels. The hedgehog brought birds and rabbits to see his work. His new dens were different, not as deep, but warmer. One day, a deer said, "Your tunnels feel alive, like they remember something." Runi smiled faintly. "They do," he said. "They remember pain and what it became." For the first time since the flood, he looked at the river without fear. It still roared, but he no longer trembled. Runi realized that the ground had never been his enemy. It was only waiting for his courage to return. The soil that once buried his past now cradled new life. He whispered to the hedgehog, "Some wounds don't heal by hiding. They heal when we use them to build something new." That evening, as the sun dipped behind the hills, Runi lay outside his den and smiled. He had learned to dig again, not for shelter, but for peace. Like Runi, each of us carries a broken den inside, a memory, a hurt, a loss. Healing begins not when we forget, but when we shape our pain into something that protects and inspires others. Let your heart dig again. Turn your wounds into wisdom and your sorrow into strength. Because every scar in life can become a doorway to new light.